Welcome to part 2 of this tutorial on how to create accessible Word documents. In the part 1 video, we covered general principles, styles and headings, tables of contents, and bullets and numbered lists. In part 2, we will cover images, charts, and graphs, tables, hyperlinks, the accessibility checker, and how to convert Word documents to PDF. There are a few things to keep in mind when including visuals, such as images, charts, or graphs in your Word document. Do not overcrowd a page with too many visuals, as this can be distracting. Be sure your readers can see your image, chart, or graph by formatting it in an appropriately large size and by maintaining contrast with the background. Place a border around images if necessary to make them easier to identify, and include alt text for all visuals. If the image is a similar color to your background, place a border around it to help users identify it. In Word 2013, right-click on the image and choose Format Picture from the drop-down menu. Then, click the Fill and Line icon in the sidebar, select Line, and then Solid Line. Choose the frame color and width from the list. In older Word versions and Word on Mac, right-click on the image and select Format Picture from the drop-down menu. In the pop-up window, click Line and choose a frame color from the drop-down menu. Click OK to save. Alternative text, or alt text, for images is important to include for anyone accessing your document using a screen reader. That said, you do not need to use alt text for images that are purely decorative, such as logos, or pictures. In other words, only add alt text for images that include important information, like this one. Please note that alt text will remain intact when saving Word documents as HTML or PDF. To add alt text to an image, right-click the image and select Format Picture from the drop-down menu. In Word 2013, click on the Layout and Properties icon in the sidebar, and then select Alt Text. Enter in a meaningful title, and then enter in a short description of the image. In the description field, include all information you want readers to get from the image or graph. In older Word versions and Word on Macs, click Alt Text in the pop-up window. Note that there is no way to add alt text to images in Word 2004 or 2008 for Mac. To ensure users can easily access the information in tables, it is important to label your table clearly and to format cells as clearly as possible. Avoid merging cells whenever possible, and avoid including blank cells, as they can mislead a screen reader user to think the table has ended. First, format your table so that the first row will repeat at the top of each page. This makes it easier for everyone to read tables longer than one page, and it helps someone using a screen reader to understand the layout of your table. To mark a header row, right-click anywhere on the first row of the table and select Table Properties. In the pop-up window that appears, click on the Row tab, and make sure that Repeat as Header Row at the top of each page is checked. Click OK to save. Finally, include alt text so that the screen reader users can easily understand what information is displayed in your table. To add alt text, right-click anywhere in the table and click Table Properties. Click on the Alt Text tab. Unless you have a very complex table, just enter a short description of the table contents in the description box. When you have complex content to describe, use the title box for a brief summary as well. Hyperlinks allow you to link to a website from within your document. The text that you use to create a hyperlink should provide your readers with a clear description of where they will go once they click on the link. Meaningful titles for your hyperlinks will also ensure that screen reader users can more easily understand them. Because screen readers will read every letter, avoid using the entire web address as your hyperlink text. Instead, include text that describes the website to which you are linking. For instance, this accessibility website, as you see it here. To add a clickable hyperlink to text in your document, highlight the text with your mouse, right-click, and select Hyperlink from the drop-down menu. In the pop-up window, your link will be listed in the Text to Display field. Enter or cut and paste the link's web address into the address field, and click OK to save. Word 2010 and later includes an accessibility checker that allows you to check for accessibility problems in your document. To run the accessibility checker, select the File tab, click Info, and then Check for Issues. Select Check Accessibility from the drop-down list. The checker presents accessibility errors, such as images with no alt text, warnings, such as objects not in line, and tips, such as check reading order. Selecting an item in the report will highlight the corresponding item in the document. Feedback about the importance of each item, as well as tips on how to repair it, is included. Word documents will maintain their accessibility features, such as headings, clickable table of contents, alt text, etc., when saved as a PDF. In order to maintain the accessibility features when converting from Word to PDF on a PC, click File, and then click Save As. Choose the location of your document, and then choose PDF as the format. Click Options. On this window, make sure that Create Bookmarks using headings, as well as Document Structures tags for accessibility, are both checked. And then click OK and Save. On a Mac, Word documents cannot be saved as fully accessible PDFs, since these files do not retain any structure tags, including headings, lists, table headers, etc., from the original document. The screen reader will still be able to recognize the text, but it won't be able to navigate the document as easily. There are a few options for solutions. The first is save your document as an HTML web page instead of a PDF. HTML web pages are more accessible and easier to update or change than a PDF. The second is download LibreOffice or OpenOffice, which are free open-source office suites similar to Microsoft Office, which can save accessible PDF files. The third is provide both the Word and the PDF file to your readers, so those using screen readers can choose which one to use. Thank you for watching this video on how to create accessible Word documents.